Welcome to a special edition, Tuesday edition of the DorkLair. We got a very special guest today, Chris Gorich from D13 Toys.
Amongst many other places.
We got Larry here with us, as always. Chris Marino could not make it, unfortunately. So we got a Chris substitute here for Chris Marino. So as some of you may know, Chris has been working diligently on his project, the Biblical Adventures action figure line, and he's here to tell us all about his line. And we're going to really focus on this. We'll do maybe I'll go live tomorrow or Thursday. I'm not going to be around Thursday, but if not next week, to really get caught up on all the other news. But this could go a little bit, so we're going to kind of jump right in. And yeah, welcome, man.
I was wondering if anyone was going to mention it because I saw we were just over 8:30. And of course, Kevin Boots got it with the, it's going to start late since Chris is involved. I was like, yep, sure enough. Sure enough.
Hilarious.
You know what's funny is I don't know if you can hear it or not. You let me know, but I had your show on my computer in my office and I can hear it.
Oh, jeez. I can't hear anything.
If you can't hear it, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh man, it's going to be like that 5-second delay of everything being said.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But if you can't hear it, I'm not going to worry about it. I hear it, but it doesn't bother me. I don't care. Matter of fact, I'll just do this. I can't hear it this way. Okay, there you go. Perfect.
So tell us. I don't know. Where do we want to start? You want to start with giving us a little background about like?
Yeah, I want to know like what was here, no pun intended. What was your inspiration?
Yes, life.
Sure.
So it's basically when I first started in the toy business was 2007, and I started sculpting. 2008, I started going to China, doing production, and that definitely was the genesis of everything because doing that got me into a whole new world. And so at some point in 2008, I just kind of came up with the idea of, I was thinking about like I wanted to do something, and I wanted to do something that hadn't been done before. And that's, not out there. And I mean, I went to Catholic school when I was, in grammar school, high school. So there's definitely that influence there. And just, I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, I'm surprised there's no figure, toys of Jesus, it's just kind of a thing. And I looked and, I saw like one or two things, nothing special. And I started just kind of jotting down ideas. I was sketching out like how I wanted the body to be. And I knew even back then I wanted it to be like the buck body with soft goods, robes, because it's a trade-off. You can't have those nice tiny little folds and stuff, but then you don't have to. Then you also don't have the big bulky bodies that you can't have articulated. It's like pick a poison. And so I was doing that. Did that for a while, for like better part of like 6 months or so. A lot of stuff in my notebook, and then life happens. China, sculpting, then married, children, and, just got kind of put to the wayside. And then in around 2017, I was in the world of unemployment. That was fun. And 2017 into 2018, I found my notebook. I was just like, oh my goodness. That's a sign I need to get back on this. So I started it, and I started sculpting the base body and writing down more ideas. And it was great because I didn't have to rethink all of this. And then, started writing everything down, expanding on it further, developing what the lines were going to be. And, so 2018, 2019, and then in 2020, I started my full-time job here. And again, doing production for, toy production and all that, and just kind of kept pushing on it and kept doing it. And, I was hoping to have it last year.
I remember
had it
that.
for Legion's Con last year, but everything takes time, and when you have no time, it's hard.
Right.
So,
And you, I mean, like you mentioned your current full-time job. Not all of the viewers perhaps know who you are or what your full-time job is. Where do you work?
so I work at Four Horsemen Studios, and we do this. Proud to say this wonderful, beautiful, line called Mythic Legions. There's also Cosmic Legions and Figure Obscura, and it just keeps growing, and I'm so happy for it. It's
obscure little place.
and, and it's highly detailed, and I handle the production, the development. I've also done everything else, including customer service and shipping and retailers and moving the studio, everything. So I'm, all well-rounded for sure.
Right. And then, to just kind of continue on a little bit of your career history, right? Like, and sort of like, you worked for NECA, right? For some
NECA
years,
10 years.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
NECA.
So you did
and you were going to
sculpting
the
for
factory
them?
for them, right?
Yeah. So for NECA, I was doing 2 jobs in one. I was sculpting, and I was going to the factories. So I'd go to China like 5 times a year, 3 weeks at a time, handle production, and sculpt when I get back. And on top of that, probably, maybe starting in 2008, I started assisting the Four Horsemen on the side also. So that's where that came from.
You were involved with them when the Classics line the Masters Classics line got cranked up.
I didn't do anything with the Masters stuff. I did specifically their own thing. So I started on the with the female, cat warriors. The
I can't remember what was that Metro. Oh, what was that called? I remember because it looked like it almost had kind of an Egyptian feel to it.
So there was
line.
Well, there was the female line, which was that
Seventh Kingdom?
Yeah, so that's Seventh Kingdom.
There was another one I'm thinking about.
Yes, the Scarabus line.
Scarabus, that was it.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite things to do because they were beautiful and I love them. I was very
so
happy.
Backing up to your time with NECA, I have a handful of NECA pieces. I've never been a huge collector of theirs. I see the odd thing here and there and pick it up, like the Watchmen. I picked up a couple of the Watchmen movie figures. Which of the NECA stuff did you work on that I might have in my collection? Just get an idea of what you've done.
Dang it. I actually have some stuff in my room, but I should have grabbed it before I didn't even think about it. I've done Nightmare on Elm Street, a little bit of Predator, Alien Queen, a lot of the Mego stuff, or the Mego, inspired stuff. Yeah, a lot of that base body of the Mego, male and female, I sculpted.
Oh, wow.
So that's constantly used.
I was going to say, that's a lot of volume of work out there.
Yeah. And then my favorite was Scott Farkas from Christmas Story. I got to meet him, and he's awesome. He's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Yeah. So I've definitely sculpted a lot of different things, but as much as I liked sculpting, I love production. Like, I love going to China. I love seeing the machines, how they work, how do you do the tooling and with the undercuts and everything. It's always been fun. So I love doing that.
Yeah. And I think it's important as you're launching this Kickstarter that the audience knows that you have like a lot of experience in production. And I mean, you've been working with like some other smaller indie lines too. What are some of those?
Yeah. So, like going back to what you said, there are some Kickstarters who they didn't have the right connections in China. And so they basically languished. They were stuck in production Hades.
Yeah.
And so I've not had to, but I offered my assistance to Craig from Zyka Toys. He did the Sectors figures. He was stuck over there with somebody who had no idea what they were doing. Bill Murphy, when he was doing his Eagle Force figures, same thing. He was stuck with a different person that was just garbage. They just could not get stuff done, poor quality and the whole nine. And so I said, I've kind of got in touch with them. My buddy who's in the chat, Andre, has been a big help in saying his Beardtastic, his like saying, hey, I think these guys need help. So I'd hit them up, and so much love to him always. And I help them with my factories to get very slowly extract them from the factory they're in without the people helping them damaging their stuff, losing their stuff, like anything. So got those to my factory, took care of them. They turned out great. Still doing a whole bunch of Eagle Force stuff with Bill, and we worked on the Space Force line together, so that was awesome. And also do Plunderlings, which has been phenomenal.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Plunderlings, yeah, I love those. They're fun. Did Boglins, the new Boglins that came out. The Prisoner 3 3/4 action figure. Working on some Chicken Fried Toys 3 3/4 stuff.
Oh, they're still going, huh?
Yeah, he just put out a little while back a glow in the dark alien 3 3/4 glow in the dark alien. Wow. It was like a limited, just like kind of a test, figure, whatever.
Right.
And that turned out great, and people liked it, and we're going to be doing more with that and other kind of cryptid figures. So I'm taking some of that on. Also, I'm going to be working on the Armies of Ashmore, the Dinosaur Warrior figures. Yes. Those are awesome.
Cool. I am so pumped for those.
I can't wait. They're awesome. I'm so happy to be working on those.
Yeah.
And and a bunch of other things. There's other stuff I can't say. So obviously, story of my life. I've been keeping these secrets forever.
But like, clearly you are a man of much experience in this realm of stuff. And
I had no idea that you had been involved in so much. That's really, really cool.
I'd like to think I know what I'm doing, but
Hey, even if you didn't, you sound like you do, and that's half the battle, right?
Yeah. So I mean, that's definitely something that I want to make sure that people know, because for people that never did a Kickstarter, they're kind of like, I don't get it. How can I trust you? How do I know I'm going to get my stuff? So like, yes, to show that I've been involved in so many different projects, especially Kickstarter projects, and have delivered well, like that will go a long way.
Absolutely.
All right, let's check in on the chat here a little bit.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm not going to be able to catch up with everything going on here. But
as Nate said, when do I sleep? Never.
Trevor's here.
Hey, Trevor, see you on Monday. Got him coming up.
Van's over here, pumped for the Kickstarter.
I'm pumped for that beard. I'm jealous. I just shaved. I shaved for your show today. George is going to be mad at me.
Let's see here. Let's see. What's this say? Mythic Dolphin. I will back your Kickstarter, Chris. I support members of Four Horsemen Studio. These look like they will fit in well with Mythic Legions.
So, and also with that, these figures are about 6 1/4 inches. So they're like pretty true, 1/12 scale. They fit in very well with Marvel or Hasbro, I should say, like Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe. Like they're basically, in that wave.
Yeah. You know what I was just thinking about earlier that kind of skipped my mind is, so you were like planning and taking notes and sort of coming up with this thing in 07, 8, 9, right? And somewhere in there, right?
Yeah, 08,
and
yeah.
Then, so, and then after that, you picked it back up in 2017 or so. So in between, Mezco 112 Collective, like launched, right? So that's like, and in my mind, these are very much along the same stylistic lines of 112 Collective. Like it's a very similar kind of thing.
It's weird because I just want to say, Detour, what's up? Thank you. I saw that.
Oh, sorry, Stefan. Thanks, man.
And it's been a challenge to figure out where I wanted these to fit in with everything else that's out there.
Yeah.
Because obviously the soft goods robes, and you have the buck body, which, there's the buck body right there.
Yeah. What is that?
Oh, that's my wife's blender. Dude. So sidebar here. She makes so protein shakes that fit my macros and it's like eating ice cream before I go to bed every night with a swollen belly from eating my shake made out of protein, almond milk, and oatmeal. And dude, I feel like I'm cheating on my diet. There are a million reasons that marrying this woman was the right decision, and that's on the long list.
And it's wonderful.
But it requires an industrial strength blender to get this to the right consistency.
It's funny because the sounds of Larry's foods and stuff have been an ongoing theme of the podcast in general.
I have done much better in the last couple of months. I've neither eaten nor there, and I bought a new chair, so there's been no squeakies.
As long as it's not leather and it sounds like something else.
But yeah, as somebody who collects Mezco, like I feel like before I got into Mezco, that style of figure might not have been, I don't know, mainstream or like as appealing to me. But like now that Mezco's out, like I'm much more likely to jump in on someone that's doing something like that, you know?
Yeah, and you know the whole thing with the figures is like, obviously, you know, I don't want to make a jacked, muscular, larried Jesus, you know what I mean?
He's a carpenter, right?
I know. So I wanted him to have some musculature, and I wanted it to be able to offer it by itself, also. You know, and on top of that, by keeping him slightly slim, the robes would fit a little bit better because you know as soon as you put on soft goods, boom, they get bulky. And you know, and plus this body is very different from the Mezco body, you know, just everything, every which way, you know. Theirs is more like a mini Hot Toys almost, you know. But then at the same time, these are a lot slimmer than the Marvel Legends, you know. And it's like I want it to be able to fit with the figures. What would be great is to be able to swap parts too, arms, heads, legs, and stuff. But I don't know if it's going to reach that. It's not a necessity, you know what I mean? Like, and if you want to, you know, take the body and make up your own soft goods suit and everything, again, I try to keep it slender enough so that it won't be too bulky when you put it on.
Right.
But, you know, whatever people want to do.
Are you going to be doing blank bucks?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's going to be, there'll be, and I've shown them, at the show. So there'll be like a light skin, the tan skin, and a dark skin buck, and it'll be
cool.
No head. It's literally going to be like the body, a couple sets of hands and feet.
Nice.
You know, and I'm thinking, you know, $15.
Sweet
for the blanks.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it, you know, a nice, reasonable price. I don't want to like do any kind of crazy pricing. Like I want this to get made. I want people to feel like they spent a good, you know, amount of money on these figures, not, you know, Mezco price.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, look at this. Our other Chris is this.
Hey, there's the other Chris. Cool. What's up, Chris?
Thank you for listening.
So I find myself in the same boat that Bill was in. You know, I was never a big Hot Toys collector, mainly because of scale and price. And for some reason, I could never get into soft goods. But Bill, rabbit hole. He got me to buy a Batman. Like he hooked me on my crack. So he got me to buy a 112 Mezco Batman, and now I have all of them. But because of that, I've really come to a place where I appreciate that. I have Steph for Christmas, for my birthday last year, she got me a Darth Vader Hot Toys. This year she got Cable. So I've definitely expanded that. But looking at what you're doing here, and now that I've collected those for a while, I understand kind of you really have to walk a tight line there with buck size to robes to everything else.
Yeah. And I've collected a lot of Hot Toys for a long time, especially a ton of Captain Americas. But I'm very familiar with the soft goods and with the bucks and everything. That looks cool.
I got that today.
That looks cool. I am glad that I gave up the Hot Toys because I mean when I sold them, I made a lot of money.
Yeah,
they're expensive.
They're beautiful too. Like I said, I only have 3. I have those 2 and one from Dark Knight from the Christopher Nolan series, but I love them. They're like centerpieces for various shelves in my collection room.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 1/12 scale, if I'm going to do anything with soft goods, it really is it's really the direction I have to go.
So are you going to have will the bucks be in the Kickstarter or
So I just sorry. Nate said, if there's one thing I've noticed from sitting in mass all these years is that Jesus had great abs. And yeah, I mean, again, you know, he's a carpenter. He got trimmed down a little bit. He was a little bit more bulkier and I didn't like it. And I wanted to trim him down a bit, but I wanted him to be muscular. And you know what, though, when you see it like on a crucifix and stuff like that, a lot of times he's got a good musculature, you know, so.
Hey, you should see the God's Gem tank tops that I had back in the day where he's breaking down off the cross. I mean, he was bigger than Arnold. So I think your scale is just fine there.
That would be cool.
I love what Fig Fan Samurai says. We need a Jack Jesus and Money Changers in the Temple playset.
Yeah,
I would back that, because that's always my answer to what would Jesus do. I'm like, hey,
yeah,
kicking over some tables and swinging a whip is not out of the question.
Yeah. Getting back to the other question too, though. Between now and the 21st, there's a lot of time. There's still a lot more things to show. I gotta pace myself, you know.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so that answers Mythic Dolphins question. When is the Kickstarter?
Yep,
and
February 21st.
Yeah, let's
so February 21st is Fat Tuesday, baby. And Fat Tuesday was a time where they have a lot of pancakes, which I was like, I never knew that. And that I was like, awesome. It's Fat Tuesday for Kickstarter. It's gonna be it. And then so I mean, I'll show I'm gonna have more of a breakdown of the figure. More pictures of the bucks, the blank bucks, and more pictures of some of the other figures. Save a little bit for after the campaign starts, just to keep that interest going, showing new things.
You're gonna do like stretch goals and stuff.
So I mean, some people have seen it at Legion's Con this year, that in 2022.
Yeah, that table was loaded.
I did, and that was missing a lot of things too.
Wow.
But essentially, each book has 6 figures in it, and there'll be 4 books, and that was on my my banner too. There's the 4 books, and each book looks like a Bible, and when you open it up, all that. Again, I should have brought one over. It's literally right over there. I can get it if you want me to. And it's the way I have it laid out is going to be like 4 standard figures, 2 army builders, each wave. So it's going to, times 4. There will be a Kickstarter exclusive figure, which is kind of one of those, if you know, and it's just a fun little thing. And then there'll be another Kickstarter exclusive at the end that is just something I thought was kind of, again, fun to do. Who was that? Boy Called Malice. Oh, awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Wow, nice.
Thank you, Boy Called Malice. Chris is an absolute legend in a studio overflowing with absolute legends.
That's
a
true.
veritable super group, and we are all the more lucky for it. Great show, gents. I absolutely agree with that.
That's true. I will. Side noting on that, I absolutely love my job, and everyone knows it because I say it all the time. And I love the people I work with. CB, Eric, and Jim are like my favorite bosses ever. I say it all the time because I mean it. Working with George now here. George is a trip, and he's so much fun. I love having him. Bill Mancuso is a veritable master of everything, and he has been a tremendous help to me in so many ways. Sherry and Cameron paint like nobody's business and make things come to life. Sherry did so much on the Bible stuff, like even the first head of that one. I mean, amazing. It's awesome. And then we got Joe and Diego and Cookie, all shipping and warehouse and retailers and customer service. They all took stuff off of my shoulders that I was doing. So I love them for that, but they also kick butt. Everybody here is amazing. I think that's everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry, but I think that's everybody. Jeremy, of course, is not in studio, but also fantastically awesome. Yeah. I love working with everybody here.
Look at this. We're hovering around 120 viewers right now.
Wow. That's
And
awesome.
I want
Love
everybody
that
to
there's so
make
much
sure
interest.
they go to that link. So in the description, if you want to just click it in the description, you can open that link in a new tab and then click the notify me button so that you can get notified. And this is like this page, like you literally like this just got approved
Brand new.
like an hour before
Yep.
we went up, right? So
Yep. I was getting a little nervous because I was like, I got my date. Just want to make sure it gets approved. I should have gotten it approved first. But since I'm new to actually doing Kickstarter, like from start to finish, George is helping me, Bill's helping me, Jeremy's helping me, like Bill Murphy's helping me. And I didn't realize what all the things I had to do to get the launch page. So that was like, small mistake on my end, but luckily it just went through. I'm so excited. I can't wait to, I didn't tell anybody. So like, I know Jeremy's asleep, so he's not going to see this, but if Bill's watching, if George is watching, they'll see it. Hopefully they'll be very happy about that. And I'm excited. And on top of that, my Instagram page, which is D13_toys, because for some reason D13 Toys was taken, and I don't know how that happened. I just
up there. We're gonna go through all these images, but just so people can see it, D13_toys.
Right now, over the last week and a half, we're hovering just under 1,000 subs, and I'm like followers or whatever. I'm ecstatic. It's amazing. I love the support, and it's like I just couldn't be happier. Just gonna go check real quick.
So there's another one. So if you guys are on Instagram and you're not following D13_toys, go do that now as well, because all these little things, they all help spread the word and get the support going and get this thing moving.
Yeah, I mean, word of mouth has been amazing to say the least. I'm shocked. Some of the pictures have like over 400 likes, and I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. Thank you.
So for the chat, I just want to mention that I'm starring questions. So I'm seeing a lot of questions like, is there going to be certain characters? And I'm going to put stars next to them. Okay. And then we can sort of come back to them. Yeah.
I'm learning something new.
And then it'll be like the starred questions. I can isolate those. And so what we'll do is we'll go through the figures you've revealed so far.
Yep.
You're going to reveal another figure today. Yep. Obviously, like you just said, you're holding some stuff back. So you're not going to necessarily answer everybody's questions because you want to have some build up and continue that momentum going into it and beyond the launch of the campaign on the 21st. So
yes. And
everybody knows he might not be answering every single question.
I have to hold something back for, Trevor's show on Monday.
Yeah. Yep.
Actually, I have a number of shows coming up, which I'm so happy about it. I'm going to be doing Mr. Allen on the 19th. That's always
nice.
I love Mr. Allen in the world of toys. He's the best.
Larry, you might be interested. He had this Transformers team on today, the Hasbro Transformers team.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
I think so, yeah.
Well, I saw some. I didn't know where they were because pictures of Snarl went up, and pictures of the pilot animated series Jazz Cybertronian version went up. So I saw screen caps that they'd shown that on a show somewhere, and I didn't know where that was because obviously Hasbro didn't have anything today. Theirs is not until the 16th or 17th of February. So very cool.
Rocky Prime is awesome.
Yeah, he did your
our intro.
Huh? He did your intro. Where's my intro?
I shout him out every time, man. He did that like half a day.
That intro is awesome.
Yeah,
you're the best, Chris. Can't wait to check out the Kickstarter. Look forward to seeing you at ZoloCon. And Braku has been like one of our #1 supporters.
Yeah.
With the super chats and everything, and just always being here commenting. Just such an awesome dude.
Awesome, very cool. Yeah, and
Chris, it's funny. It's funny, I'm reading, and I'm not going to address specifically any of the things because Bill has these starred for questions to address later. But it's so funny that you pick this. It's an endless well of characters and, for lack of a better word, or historical personages from which to draw. And I was talking to my wife about it, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, you can do, because with your John the Baptist, you've got the And I was like, now, if he does a Goliath, I want to see that. And I'm thinking, wait, he needs to do an ogre scale with Goliath and Canaan giants and Nephilim and and all that. So like my brain is going so many places with where this could go. Somebody's like, troop build the pharaohs aren't this like it's really is. The possibilities are literally endless. It's a really, really cool concept.
Yeah, I mean, yes, there right now is just a main male buck body. I definitely have plans for a female buck body. I definitely have plans for a Goliath buck body. I mean, it just depends on how much we could raise. If we blow through all 4 books and it's still going, boom, female buck is coming up next. And then if that, boom, Goliath buck is coming up next. And there'll be definitely multiple figures that we could do with that. A lot of
I mean, you got, if you wanted to do themes, I mean, you could do like stuff from Judges, you could do stuff from Prophecy. It's just my mind won't stop. It's ridiculous. It's like, man, all my Sunday school stuff is manifesting in plastic right in front of me. I'm
gonna have to start picking Larry's brain on this. Apparently,
there you go.
Oh, dude, yeah, I've put way more thought into this.
Larry's got the craziest memory and like retains literally everything. So yeah, he's definitely picking his brain.
That's
all right,
awesome.
so let's dive into these. Tell us about the first one here. And this isn't the order. I just don't have them in like any specific order. But.
Right. Yeah. No problem. So obviously there's many different versions, I guess you could say, of Jesus or how he appeared to different people. This one is the Pantocrator, so everything is based for the most part off of artwork that exists. So this one's based off of. And me too. I thought it was perfect, So he's based off of one of the earliest paintings of Jesus known, and there's this one painting is very specific and very well known, and then there's others that are more like like the tile work painting and stuff like that. But this is more like a paint.
And real quick, I just want to mention before we get into multiple figures here, as Chris is mentioning the reference material, right? Like the paintings and the different artwork and whatnot. If you want to see those, you attached those to most of your Instagram posts. So you scroll through those Instagram posts and you'll be able to see the kinds of things that these, the specific paintings actually that these are based on.
Yes, absolutely. Because I want people to understand that, like, why are we doing this version? Well, here's the painting, and the halo behind him is accurate, to the painting as well. And the Bible, he's holding that one.
Right.
And so there's two, he'll come with both sets of soft goods. He's got the first set, which was the yellow and blue, and then the second set, which is the purple, and then the wrap has like a yellow kind of interior to it, a golden interior to it. Right. And that's just because there are 2 or 3 different versions of the artwork where he's got the different color robe, and the wrap is called a himation. So I tend to just say himation instead of wrap. But again, I wanted it to be accurate, and I gave him the base with the sand, which is the footprints in the sand base, and because I just felt that was appropriate for it.
This one so far is my favorite, and the reason is because at my mother-in-law's house, she has Greek, Orthodox icons all over her house, and to me, this one is like, this is the icon version. Like, this one is just like those pictures that she has all over her house. We have a couple here, but
are you able to zoom in on the face at all?
I can't zoom in on this, but I could pull it up.
So one thing with that, and you could probably kind of see it in the picture, like the face, the color is very unique. In the painting, it's done very specifically where the 2 sides of the faces are different from each other. They're not symmetrical. The color, the shape, the brow, the everything. And it's supposed to show like the duality of the human side and the God side, essentially, divine side. Yes. And so when I was having the sculpts made, because I didn't do all the sculpting on this because I just didn't have the time. But I was very specific in that, like, no, it has to be asymmetrical. There's a very specific reason for that. And when Sherry did the painting of the face, made it just like the painting itself. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
hold on. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. That's not gonna happen.
Okay, that's cool.
It didn't work. That's fine.
Go to the
Kylan.
Instagram.
Yeah. You can go to the Instagram. You can get the close-ups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
Next up.
John the Baptist.
I loved that so much. I was
pretty self-explanatory.
When I saw John the Baptist, I was like, I wonder if before, I'm kind of looking at it starting top down. I was like, wow, that's a great sculpt. He's got the furs. He looks like a man from the wilderness. And then before my eyes got down to the accessories, I said, I either need him to be snacking on locusts or I need a beheaded head. And there you go.
All of it. You got the unique hands. So he's got the one hand holding the bag of locusts, the other holding a jar of honey, and then the
That's
beheaded.
so good.
And it's flat too, so it'll lay that way. Like the hair is kind of flat. I was going to do a tray platter because that's in the story. She wanted his head on a platter, brought to her on a platter. But I'm just like, that's a lot of space in a tool. I'm trying to be conservative here.
Right. Yeah.
And so he comes with the robe itself is supposed to be camel hair because he wore like a camel hair robe.
Right.
Kind of hard to do at that scale. That's the best I could get, and I'm pretty happy with it. Of course, he kind of looks like a caveman also, but it is what it is.
Well, way down the line, when you do King Herod's throne room and you do the Salome figure, then you can have her come with the tray, and you're good to go.
Exactly. And he'll come with two different robes. I mean, it's the same thing. One is just kind of one is like a robe that goes like that, and then the other one I think comes over, or he slides into it or something. I just figured just two different looks for it,
Yeah. So there's the other one.
A little pleather belt.
Yep.
Nice.
And then one of my favorites. I'm super excited about this one. I never know what will be the right way to call it. Black Jesus, African portrait. I'm just going to go with Black Jesus for now. But I love the face. I love the way the sculpt came out. It's based off a painting, which you would see on the Instagram post. And he's got that royal purple himation, an off-white robe, and a yellow gold sash. He's got the tongue of fire that you would plug in behind his back, and it floats over his head. He's got a golden halo. He's got the walk on water base, which I absolutely love.
That's really cool.
And because he's the only dark-skinned character, I mean, there is the buck, but he's the only dark-skinned character. I gave him both sets of hands, so he comes with standard hands and the stigmata hands and feet. So
nice.
Handle. Because it's like, why not? You know what I mean? He needs to have all of them. It just makes sense, and comes with the loaves and the fish and the staff, and I love this one. I hope this one does. Very proud of it.
I think it will. All right, here we go.
This one has garnered a lot of attention. This one, I think this one may have gotten over 400 likes, 414 likes as of right now. I had to look. I'm so happy about this one. So yeah, we have the Archangel Michael. It comes with the brick base, the shield, two swords, the two heads. I love the armor. It'll be a flex, so have some movement, but obviously you can't really ab crunch in it.
You're right. Hedgehog with the $5. Let me just get this real quick because he's talking about the previous figure. I was happy to see this darker skinned Jesus. Can you talk about the decisions to include a variety of Jesuses?
He also
kind of talked a little bit, but
he also commented earlier about OMG Mephisto confirmed, and that is New Rockstar says that all the time. So to me, there was a connection there that made me laugh so hard when I saw it. Okay. So I just wanted to shout him out on that too. But yeah, I wanted to offer the different, appearances because, I mean, look,
we know he was not a white guy. He was a Palestinian growing up, living in the Middle East 2,000 years ago. He didn't have my skin tone.
Yeah. But again, and again, all majority of these are based on art
paintings. Much of that was Renaissance. That's what you were going to get.
And people are very familiar with the artwork. So it's like, it makes an instant connection. Like, oh, that reminds me of this. Yes, because it is,
Yeah.
You got it.
I think it was great. So you've got and now obviously, you know, the Bible names a couple of angels specifically. Do
Yeah.
you see yourself delving into other religious texts, you know, like the Maccabees or, you know, anything like that? Or are you going to stick, you think, just to the main, the Old New Testament, that kind of thing?
I mean, it's very tough decision or choice for which direction to go, because number one, I'm trying to keep it somewhat condensed as a campaign, right? Again, 24 figures is a lot, but it's not a lot. I think it's a good amount.
Apocrypha.
And you know, and I'm trying to get the ones that, as much as I hate to say it, I think will be the most popular, the most well.
Oh no. I
sell
mean,
well.
you want to be successful. Right. You want to move the product, obviously. Yeah. I was just curious. It's fun to me to kind of hear how the wheels turn in your head and how the decisions are made. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's pretty much business decisions. You know what I mean? You want to be able to raise the funds so that you can tool the pieces, so that you can do production and get it in people's hands. And you know what? Down the road, there might be, there might be more, and that would be awesome. But all depends on how this one goes first, you know. And then so like with St. Michael, I was going to say, you can't really see it on there. His wings are like a translucent, a semi-translucent finish with a pearlescent, kind of a shimmery finish on top of that. So
is it a softer plastic?
No, it'll be a regular standard. I'm going to start getting into technical details and nobody's going to know what I'm talking about. It would be probably like a 90-degree durometer PVC, which is standard plastic.
Okay.
And then the armor will be a softer, like I said, it'll be like more of a flex. That's more of like a 65 degree. It's a softer material. With him, it was always interesting because sometimes like that red wrap, it's almost like it's comes in behind the armor. And then at other times it's like, it's just kind of behind him, like not connected to anything. So I'm just going to do it not connected, just to make it easier. And it has a wire in there.
Do you remember the Queen Vina figure that they did for the 2000X Classics He-Man? It had kind of a wrap like that. Obviously, it was sculpted plastic. It wasn't cloth, but it was the same type of thing, and it kind of floated like you're talking about.
The nice thing with that wrap, actually, I'll show you real quick if I have it right here, is that, there we go. It's the exact same one, too, so I can show you. So this is the wrap, but you can see how big it is.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
You know? And it's like I said, it's got the wire in there, so you can really pose it out. I'm trying to keep it simple but effective, you know. But I mean, I could literally do that, and it'll just stay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So that was one thing. I'm debating if I want to have wires in the sleeves of the robe. It's, such a small area that it might be hard to control. And these sleeves are going to be a little bit smaller too.
Yeah.
But you can see the fabric is very fine. It's very soft and thin. So up here, I'll probably have that, a little bit smaller, maybe flare out at the bottom, but I'm still working on that. They won't be really rolled up as much. That's just because they were longer than I expected them to be. Right. And they won't be cut. It won't be a hospital gown. It's not going to be cut down.
No hospital gowns.
That's the only way I can get it on these bodies, because these bodies are not articulated. They're just a solid print. So I had to cut it down the back.
Nikto with the $5 super chat. Can you say if I don't even know how to pronounce this?
The Lange du Mal.
Lange du Mal is a deep stretch goal. Big fan of these, and your Greta. Good luck, Chris.
My Greta the Gremlin that I did for NECA that I sculpted 10, 12 years ago and finally came out last year. It was amazing.
Wow.
That took a long time.
That's crazy.
The Lange du Mal, I want to say is probably in book 2. I'm just trying to
but that's a statue though, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. So that's not really an articulated deal though.
I mean,
or would you? And would you do it in just sculptured cut? Okay. All right. Thank you. You answered my question. Appreciate that.
Whoops. I let something slide. Sorry.
Darn it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that'll be, I'll be showing that probably in the next week. And then that one is, he's got the wrap around him. In the painting, he doesn't really have the wrap, but it's, the I trust in you, Jesus, I trust in you painting with the red and blue rays coming out. But
Which is...
yeah, there you go.
Yep.
And so
I saw the
up
close shot of that face sculpt. It's amazing whoever sculpted that, how close they got that to the artwork. That one blew my mind. That's the one that got my attention. Like,
yeah, that was Arlen, and I probably will mess up his last name.
Pelletier, right? Isn't
yeah,
it?
Pelletier. Yeah. I don't know if it's Pelletier or Pelletier. I'm the French, I'm not good at.
Right.
Yeah, he did just a wonderful job on that. That one looks great.
He did. There's a little change this, change that, but he is amazing to work with. I love him to death. He is a phenomenal sculptor. He's very easy to work with. He gets it done quick and blows my mind. And then when Sherry painted it, I was just like, oh, perfect. There we go. There it is. Yeah. He's the face of the project. So he's like I say, he's coming with the red and blue rays. And I think what I'm probably going to do, I'm still working on it, is behind that little burst effect, I may have like some sort of a very thin, like fish line that will go around the torso so that it'll hold it in place. Because right now it's just balanced and it'll stand up, but it's sort of angled. So if he's not there, it's just gonna, fall down. So I may look into doing something like that just to make it a little bit more. Yeah.
Curtis, great show. Have to head out for family time. I hope this Kickstarter does very well. Chris is a great dude, and I love his passion for this project. Awesome, Curtis. Thank you.
Thank you. Curtis is awesome. I loved him. Having him here at the intern for a day and Legion's Con. He's a fantastic guy.
Yeah, he ran an awesome breakout room with the big pop and swap session. It was so much fun.
Wish I got to see all of them. I was too busy.
yeah, totally understandable. All right, so this is all one figure. These 3 images, right?
Yes. So I'm just trying to show like the alternate,
And we probably have people coming and going. So just a quick reminder, if you go to Kickstarter.com, if you go to the link in the description below on at least not on the Facebook stream, but on the YouTube stream, if you go to the link in the description below, you can get notifications. And this is February 21st that this will go live. That's Tuesday the 21st. Is that right?
Yep. Fat Tuesday the 21st.
Yeah.
And then
pancakes, order Jesus.
Hey, that's a perfect combination.
I'll take it.
So we got the stigmata hands and feet. It would have been easy to just put a little dot of paint on there, but I'm like, no, that's cheating. So they're sculpted. It's obviously it's not like the biggest detail to see, but it is sculpted in on the hands and feet. And if you see that hand in the middle is that blessing hand. It's like had to include that. That one was very important.
Yeah.
And so that was just to show, like, again, the extra pieces.
Yep.
And this one set the internet on fire.
Yeah, you have an Indiana Jones crossover there.
Yeah. So this one, I actually may have made a mistake. I don't know if the 10 Commandments were supposed to come with this. They were supposed to come with the Moses figure. Maybe it'll just come with both of them, I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
Oops.
Well, that's what's supposed to be in the Ark, so it's scripturally accurate there.
Yes, but the Ark comes with one character, and the Commandments were supposed to come with Moses.
Oh.
So we'll see. Maybe I'll.
So the Ark comes with the priest, right? With the 12 stones.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I couldn't remember if I showed a picture with the priest. I'm losing track myself here.
Yeah, you did.
All right, so let's see how accurate you are. Does he have a bell around his ankle and a rope to pull him out of the holiest of holies?
No, but I should. You are right. You are. Well, so right now you can't see it on there, but at the bottom of the I think it was the blue fabric. He's got the pomegranate and bells, but they're it's just printed on. It's real cheesy, and I want to make it better. It was just a placeholder for now, but it does have that on there. It would have been great to have a physical thing, but that would have been too much.
Oh, yeah, that's extra tooling.
Yeah. Not even that, but just at that scale, it's just not going to look right.
Right.
So
I love the accuracy of the costume design there. That's really, really impressive.
Thanks. It was definitely a lot of research. Obviously, the breastplate of Aaron, with the 12 tribes on there, has been seen somewhere else.
Yeah. Some Frenchman got his face melted off when he was wearing those. I seem to remember.
Yes.
By the way, this is a random tangent, real quick. The 15 Commandments. That's from History of the World Part 1, right? Where he goes, the 15 drops when he goes, the 10. The 10
drops on the 10.
Yeah. And
they're doing the History of the World Part 2, I just saw.
Yes, they're doing it to like a live 4-day only.
Are they going to get Hitler on ice then?
Yeah. I do like that he had Harrison Ford as his picture, though, because since we were just talking about Indiana Jones.
Appropriate.
Yeah. So now with the, obviously they have the Indiana Jones line coming out, and they have the build artifact, and it's the Ark of the Covenant. I wanted to, there was a few things with the Ark that it's like, okay, well, which is really more accurate? You know what I mean? Like, where do the poles go? Sometimes they have them like normally lengthwise and usually higher, but a lot of descriptions say they're lower. And then even some of them have it in the front, and it's kind of like, what makes more sense? I wanted to make mine different and still what I consider accurate. So I have them lower, have them at the front. And, even with the angels on top, it's many different iterations of that. So I just wanted to make a nice little representation. I don't think they probably are that detailed, but I like the way they look. So that's just
I think it was smart though to do this because, like you said, the historical accounts, depending on what you read and what you look at, it could go either direction. So now you're not doing definitely not a copy or anything even close to what the other one is. So this gives it more individuality. I think that was a good move.
And I'm trying to, when I was doing my research back in like 2018, 2019, I was researching like, okay, well, what were the sizes based on a standard, even though they probably weren't 6 foot, people there, they're probably shorter, but based on a 6 foot person, because these figures are like 6 feet, essentially. And so I was, looking up like the cubits and what size it was. And I'm trying to keep that as accurate as possible too, based on the research that I was finding.
Right.
Because then there's other parts of the tabernacle that are going to be coming too. And those also have dimensions. So trying to keep it all together.
All right. So we are at a point where Chris is going to reveal the next one, but let's just real quick go to the starred comments.
Yeah.
So let me see which ones haven't been answered yet. And you have the option to say no comment just yet. If right. So
Lead the fifth.
Yeah. So will there be a Judas?
No. I thought about it, but there wasn't really, I didn't really have enough to go with him to make him kind of interesting enough. And it didn't.
Yeah, you're kind of limited to 30 pieces of silver and a noose. I mean, what else do you have? Maybe a broken branch.
I'm glad we have Larry here because as much as I'm into sort of the literary side of it, and I'm into and I am Catholic. Like I grew up Catholic, but I don't have like a deep lore knowledge of this stuff. So it's great to have Larry.
Same. I'm thoroughly impressed.
Will you have a nativity set?
That would be. Let's put it this way. It's in the plans, depending on how well we get funded, because you got to unlock the female body.
Right.
You kind of need that. And then, of course, there'll have to be a little baby G sculpted in a manger.
Yeah.
But I've thought about it, and it would be cool to do it as a nicely done cardboard pop-up kind of display.
Yeah.
And then have some animals. It could be where the display comes with the three kings.
Yeah.
3 wise men.
Yeah.
So, and my son
How
was
about a
born on January 6th, so I'm sure Larry knows what day that is.
Oh goodness, you caught me.
Six.
Yeah,
What
no,
is it?
I'm not Catholic, so if it's a Catholic
Oh.
thing, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, it's Three Kings Day. That's why.
Oh, okay.
okay.
I'm just a plain old Protestant.
Shroud of Turin.
That would be cool.
I'm trying to hold some things
You
back.
throw that
here.
in with the stigmata set.
Trying to hold some things back. Something. I mean, obviously, everything has pretty much been seen at Legion's Con, so people know the answer to
if
that
people
one.
want to like dig, they can go.
Yeah.
They can go find photos of a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to shout out Orc, who is definitely getting a Black Jesus. He says he's proud of you, man. Deserves the support.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
How about Cain and Abel with blood effects?
I saw that. Probably not. It would be interesting, but again, kind of limited.
Lucifer and a Serpent 2-pack.
I mean, yes,
Hey.
Lucifer is in the cards.
There you go. Other angels?
No, I mean, it would be nice. I would like to. There's Angel Legion Army Builders, but not the the named angels.
Yeah, I mean, you got a couple of ways you go. You've got Gabriel, and then I saw one question I did see. I don't know if you started this one or not, Bill, that I thought was interesting. Someone said, "Will you have any biblically accurate angels?"
I've gotten that question a ton, and
that sculpt would be
that would be awesome. I would
in with that thing.
I know. I mean, it might be more of a staction versus a figure,
Yeah. So,
of course, if you can somehow get the wheels to turn within the wheels.
Yeah.
That would be pretty awesome.
I was talking. Who was it? I was talking with the other day. Oh, Ricky Lee. I was talking with Ricky because he's been mentioning this. And it's funny that he mentioned it because a couple of weeks ago I went to like a local toy meetup just at someone's house, and I'm trying to think of the name. His name is Jason, but I can't remember his Instagram name. And he hasn't posted pictures of it because I went and looked back. But he was working on a custom one, and it was wild. It was just so crazy. Yeah, with the eyeball and the eyes all over the wings and stuff. It was like
that might be something that if you can find it and send it my way, maybe I can work something with them to have it as a super stretch goal or something.
Yeah, I'll message him and alert him to your.
Because if it's already done or mostly done and looking good, it saves a lot of time.
Yeah. I'll message him.
All right.
Okay, so I think that gets us through the starred comments. Oh, the other one is Where's the Demons, and you actually just flashed something in front of the screen a minute ago, right? So.
Well, that was just Lucifer.
Wasn't that one or no?
No. Demons are all over there. I see them. They're behaving right now. I see them.
They're coming.
Yeah. I love them. Those are. I mean, those are based off of artwork on the ceiling of the Duomo in the in Florence, Italy.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Oh, I was there, so I was just wow!
I was there. I was there back in 2013. Very cool.
2013.
Yeah.
Oh, I was there in 08. I was there in 08.
Oh, I might have been there the same time as you, Bill.
Really?
I think I was there in 08 also.
Interesting. It wasn't a cruise, was it?
No, we just flew over and we spent like 3 days in Siena, which was the best food I've ever had in my life. Nice. And 1 day, 3 days in Florence, 1 day in Siena. Florence was the best food. And then 4 days in Rome, which was just like, outside of Vatican, Rome was boring. Look at that.
I accidentally advanced the slide. We're here.
There it is.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I can tell you. So that is obviously the patinaed, bronzed Archangel Michael, based off of the statue. When I saw this, and the head is based off of the head sculpt that is on the statue, and he comes with that interesting kind of wiggly, curly sword, which you can't really see here. You can see it on the other Michael figure. You can see it better, but I had to put that in there. And he doesn't have shields in the statue, but I'm throwing them in there. And I thought, obviously, the rocky brick base would be perfect for that. So it'll all be patinaed. It'll all look, go together as this beautiful statue. Excuse me. The soft goods on there, were actually painted, so they're not very flexible. They're a little hard and crunchy. So the real deal, obviously, in production will be more like dyed, and if it's painted, it's not gonna. It'll still be soft and and flexible and all that.
Right.
But I love the way a lot of people love the way this one came out. Sherry again did the paint on it.
Looks just like the statue. I looked up the statue today. It's in
so cool.
Paris, right?
Yep, correct.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with that one.
Very cool.
And the factory will do a great job on it. That's what I'm most pleased about, is whatever I do here, the factory's going to do. I'm not worried at all.
Yeah.
And you said this was your favorite, so we saved it for you.
And I appreciate that. Yeah, this is the coolest thing. I love this.
It'd be cool to do a 12-inch version of this too.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah.
I love the colors on that and the textures. That's just so perfect. The weathering on that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's one of those things where if it wasn't you in your factories, I'd be like, there's no way it's going to come out as good. But like knowing your track record and all that stuff, like
when I see this, I think of like Ilgar or even like Bogoblin, like just the rust and the patinas that they get on there. It's just like, oh, I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
and this one, I was gonna say, I think this one might be in book 1 actually.
Oh, really?
I think it's I think so.
So this one's gonna precede the main.
Yes.
Archangel Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, because the main one's more deluxe. It's gonna come with more stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm trying to do it like.
Let me pull up that one just so people can see the way that sword looks. Is this it here? Yeah. Better look at that sword.
Yeah, and that's why he comes with both heads. Comes with both heads. Comes with the, like I said, that wrap or cape or whatever you want to call it. It comes with the the 2 swords, and of course even though probably the paint is about the same, but I think this one might be a little bit more. You can get away with more on the other one. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
You can make
a little more
sloppy.
time consuming on the first one.
Especially the face. So
yeah. So that's everything you have to share here. Mm-hmm. Any other? So let's get to the reminder one more time. Yeah. So for the 136 people here, don't forget to go hit the link down below and go check out the. There's not much to check out on the launch page, but definitely hit that notify me, so that you'll get a message when it does go up, and follow. I got that
988. I want 1,000 followers.
12
almost there.
That's so
follow
exciting.
D13_toys, because you're going to continue to reveal more and more of these figures over the next 2 weeks until the actual Kickstarter launches 2 weeks from today, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, today is Tuesday. That's right. Oh man.
Yeah.
I will say this, like I had a lot of false starts, and I thought it was going to be live in November. I was really pushing for it, but just stuff was not ready, and it was driving me nuts. And yes, they are definitely pegged bases. It's just not in there. I do apologize.
Okay.
I will have to make note of that. I'm still trying to decide if I want to do the single peg or 2 feet peg, because sometimes you pose it off to one side or the other side, so you need one or the other. I don't know. What do you think?
When it comes to, I like the double pegs on the boss fight figures, like on the smaller ones for some reason, but on the bigger figures, I tend to prefer the one peg myself.
What do you think, Larry?
I don't even have a preference on that. I'm very much an either or there. Here's the thing. If I've got them standing stock, I like the double, but if I've got the base is so big, if I want to pose them in different ways, then you've got two different places you can anchor the figure.
Yeah.
I know that's an evasive answer.
Yeah.
So,
but at least with the bases, they're, I think for the most part, reversible too. So I think even if you have one peg and you want to have the peg on the other foot,
flip it around.
Yeah, just flip it around.
Yeah.
So I might just go.
No, it's like, for me, when it comes to a base, the main thing, I don't care if it's one or two, as long as the peg fits, the peg doesn't break off in the foot, and I can balance. Like one of my biggest gripes with those awful little stands that McFarlane's figures come with is they're teeny tiny, and most of those figures stand way too wide to be able to put both of their feet on the base.
Oh, yeah,
so it's mostly useless.
Yeah.
And then if, you know, so something like this, I don't think you can go wrong either way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have to. I'm still thinking about it, but
we got a few chat members saying single peg. Single peg is great. David Williams.
Yeah, that's true.
We had a great chat with him last week on the lounge. So
yes,
Legions,
I didn't realize that's David Williams. Yes, you're so right. Yeah. The picture threw me off.
So speaking of the Legion's Lounge, is that going to be the next thing you do, or is there going to be something else in between?
Yeah, no, it'll be Legion's Lounge on Monday.
Monday the 13th, I guess, right?
13th, yeah, my lucky number, D13.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, so one other question I saw someone asking, I was wondering this as well, you know, with all of your factory connections, you know, the back and forth to China, you know, the folks over there, are these going to be produced by the same factory that does the Mythic Legion stuff? Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, that's obviously you as a sculptor, we know what kind of quality you produce, but that gives even more reassurance of the quality of the actual product.
Yeah, I mean, I do use currently 2 factories. And technically it's like 2.5 factories now, because we have like a portion of another factory because we keep expanding, which is great. I mean, I love it. And the quality is always, you know, going to be the same quality as all the other stuff that I work on. And, you know, luckily the soft goods are, you know, fairly simple. So it's, you know, not Mezco level. So I'm not worried about that either. And, yeah, I fully expect the quality to be on point. The faces, I will probably be using the digital deco process, where it's, you know, all done by machine essentially. So it should all, in theory, come out perfect every time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting, because especially when you have, you know, again, with the main Jesus head, when you have like these blushes on the face, the eyes, like the whole 9, this is just Greg. Thank you, Greg.
Wow.
Wow.
Super chat.
Greg is
support
Greg
Chris. Support
phenomenal.
super talented and even better person. By the way, my plan here with the super chats is to take all of the money from today's super chats and put it towards the Kickstarter. So I'll be pledging all of this money.
That's really cool.
So
awesome.
Adding, in addition to whatever I do, I'm gonna be pledging all this to the Kickstarter as well.
Oh, thank you very much. That was a nice surprise. I was not expecting that. Now I'm all embarrassed. I don't take these things very well. I get very embarrassed. My face.
That's another mark of a good person.
And I think that's a record here. So I think that's the biggest super chat I've ever seen for at least on the DorkLair channel.
Greg is I've spent a lot of time chatting with Greg just about everything under the sun. And Greg's like, he's very enthusiastic. He's very passionate. He's super fun and just a nice guy. And he actually, if you remember at Legion's Con, I was not feeling very well, and I don't know why. I was just kind of out of it for like two or three days. And Greg took me over to get some lunch, and that actually helped out a lot. And then you guys got me some lunch the other day, one of those days too. I don't know if it was you or Trevor, or maybe it was Trevor, but somebody gave me like some sandwich. I was very happy because I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just I was sugar low or something, but I felt like garbage. And even Stefan got me a sandwich too. Like, these guys take care of each other. It's amazing. I love the community.
Yeah, it is. It's unparalleled. It's like, it's such a great group of just everyone. And there's David Williams with $10 super chat. More figures, more reviews.
Yes, more figures, more reviews are coming. I mean, all right, for everything that's been going on, here's a quick little. Oh, that's it. That's what you get.
That's it. It's gonna blow you up there.
Yeah. No. You don't want to blow me up because things might go whoops.
Milo is in the house.
Hey,
Empire Toy Shop. What's up, dude? Jesus T-Rex meme stretch goal.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, unparalleled universe.
T-Rex. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of what's that?
Beach Jesus.
I can see it. I can see it.
Nate gave you half a sandwich.
Yes,
There you
Nate.
go.
Oh, that's yes, Nate. Thank you, Nate. And Nate's a sweetheart. I love Nate. He's
Oh,
like
Nate's
such
awesome.
he's such a low key dude, and he's so nice and sweet, and like you just want to give him a hug. I don't know.
Yeah, he's very huggable.
Yeah, I mean that's I don't know, man. The community has been just insanely amazing, and over the last couple of years with the with Legions Con starting up and G-Con and everything, and it getting bigger and more people coming, and Intern for a Day and the Cabal and everything. Community is family. That's all I can say about it. It's amazing.
Yeah. And Raziel, I chat with this guy all the time, and I don't know how to pronounce your name. So if you have a pronunciation, let me know. He's been asking. I've missed it a couple times, but Book of Enoch.
Larry,
Hey, that's why I was asking about the giant buck for the giants and for the Nihil and Nihil, the offspring of the fallen angels and men.
right.
So that's why, yeah, Book of Enoch is what I was thinking about when I was asking about.
Yeah, and I mean that's again, if we can get to that Goliath, buck body, there are a couple of standard characters that are obvious, but yeah, to get into something like that, Larry and I are gonna have to have a talk.
Hey, I'm here for you, brother.
Get some good ideas rolling. Yeah,
Jericho Savage says the Bible figures fill a big void. Thanks for filling it. And
Absolutely.
then Nick Doe says he hooked you up with a Tylenol.
Oh,
that headache.
Yes. Thank you, Harrison. Yes, like I said, I mean, I was trying to put on a good face, but man, I just felt like garbage.
When you have a headache like that, it's brutal.
Yeah, it was. But yes, I appreciate everyone. It was amazing every single time.
Oh, and speaking of Jericho, we need a Joshua so I can put him on the shelf with my Jericho, and we'll see how he does against that wall of Jericho.
I was going to say, like, the great thing, like he's saying, filling a void. Like I said, yeah, there was nothing out there.
It is completely untrodden ground. It really is.
And in the beginning and even at the shows, people are like, "Oh, what are you? Is it going to be?"
That's awesome.
Hi, Colin. another amazing guy.
Yep.
I feel like I should pay for that chat.
Yeah. But these figures, can fit in with a variety of other different lines, depending on what you're looking for, whether it's angels or demons or whatever, just different characters. So I think that's a bonus too. That it's just fits in many different ways. And that's what I was going to say. People they weren't sure what to make of it when they first hear about it. They're like, are you serious? Is it a serious project? Like, are you going to, make it silly and whatever? I'm like, no, I mean, it's totally serious. As I mentioned before, the interior of the package will have a page like a book, because the box is like a Bible, and the page will have a bio, and the bio will be in English, Spanish, and Hebrew, kind of just.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
And then, and then there'll be like a kind of a faux parchment rolled up inside and it'll have a scripture, or something from the scriptures that's relevant to that character. So, it's trying to make it educational, fun, respectful, and hit a lot of different extra little things in there too.
I love that about it. I mean, just your descriptions in the posts you've been doing have been, so well written and just thorough and really nice.
Trying. Hasn't been easy. It's a lot of, obviously there's the different religious sects, SECTS, and different descriptions and different stories and different beliefs. So I can't please everyone. I'm just trying to put what I know or, have learned through my research. Because none of us know as much as Larry, and so I'm just trying to do my best.
Hey, like I said, I just a lot of Sunday school, a lot of Christian school, a lot of Bible verse memorization, and you
Yeah,
know, married a godly woman that doesn't hurt. So there you go.
that is very true. um, but yeah, I mean, wow, we went through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and we're pushing it on time. It's been about an hour and 45 now. I mean, an hour and
Hour
15 now.
15.
So
I say, wow,
9:45.
we're in a time
So
vortex.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably wrap it up here.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just like, I was trying to look through some of the, this is a ton of comments. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything kind of big.
Yeah, this was one of the most hopping live streams we've had on the DorkLair for sure.
That's great. Again, completely, completely surprised, completely appreciative. And I will say this, working, at the Horseman and then doing all the customer service at the beginning, in addition to everything else, and dealing with orders and everything, I've always tried to treat everybody the same, whether it's a big problem or a little problem. I always have like something silly to say to somebody, something to cheer somebody up or whatever, and I've gotten a ton of emails from people like just gushing about, oh, this is the greatest customer service. Oh, you're just so great, blah, 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 blah. And like, I appreciate that because it's always easier to say something negative, So if somebody goes out of their way and says something nice, that means I'm doing a good job. And I like to know that, like I don't want to pat myself on the back. I just like to know that that person's happy because that makes me happy. And I guess, I'm empathetic and sympathetic. So even, with the chats, with the show, with the conventions, same thing. Like I try to talk to everybody and I try to have fun and make sure that everybody's having fun. So yeah, to see a hop and chat is awesome because I like to interact with everybody, Michael Casper, what's up, Michael? Also asked if the figures are modular and if so, what parts could be swapped. I'd say they're as modular as a Marvel Legends because it's very similar style. You got double elbow, double knee, but those aren't really swappable because those are going to be insert tool joints, so you can't really take those apart. You could probably swap the arms, the torso, the heads, obviously the hands, the feet, maybe some of the legs. So it's partial, but not as intended as Mythic Legions is, which is like full.
What about say like the the armor on the angel here? Like, would you be able to remove the armor?
It's a good question because I'm still working on. Like I have, like this is the fine cut, and I can pull it out, but that's not what it's going to be in production,
Right.
So I need to make sure, like maybe with heat, you could probably pop it out. Again, same thing like GI Joes where they have like those tactical vests. They're not. There's no seams on them. They're just put right on.
I've removed one from the Cobra, the first Cobra Trooper.
Yeah,
and it was a little project for sure.
So what did you do? Did you heat it up, hot water? How did you get the arms out?
I'm trying to remember what I did. I feel like I didn't take the arms off.
Really?
I feel like I heated it up and stretched the shoulder this way and then went down. I think that's what I'm trying to remember. I did something weird that wasn't the typical what people had been doing. Because I remember like I just couldn't get the damn arms off. So I did this other thing. I think that's what I did.
And I wonder if that's an engineering choice by Hasbro or not. Because as I get into tooling the actual figure with steel, then that's something I'll have to decide. Like, okay, do I want the end of the post, to have a bigger mushroom or detent or whatever to really lock it in, or do I want people to be able to pop it out? So I would prefer to be able to pop it out. I just also don't want it just to be just broke it.
Oh jeez.
You just made your own argument.
Well, this is brittle, so it is what it is. I'll just have the factory send me another one.
Quinn Martin looks awesome, Chris. I'm sold. Bed for the Canuck, but before I go, Otho 2.0.
Nope.
Chris, before we came on, Chris was like, okay, do you want me to talk about the new Otho? Do you want me to talk about the dragon? When are we going to talk about all of these new Mythic Legions things? I said, no. I said, no, Chris, no. This is all about you today. So, guys, you're gonna have to tune in next time.
All right. It's too bad because I have that giant dragon sitting right there.
Right there.
I was gonna. You sure you don't want to?
Yeah, no. Let's not do it.
Let him get mad at you, not me.
This is all about biblical adventures.
Yes, Biblical Adventures by D13 Toys. Kickstarter on Tuesday, February 21st.
Yeah, let me pull this back up again.
Yes.
So there it is again. Go go hit the notify button, go subscribe. Please. On the D13 _toys on Instagram. And yeah, last word, Chris.
993 followers. I'm 7 away.
Hey, 7. Hey, that's a good number.
7 away. Come on, people.
Wait a minute. That's if you're going to end on a number on a Bible podcast. That's a good one. Let's end on 7. I think we're good.
There you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure tomorrow I'll probably post up a nice little thank you video. I'm sure by tomorrow we'll hit 1,000. So that's my plan for tomorrow's post. And like I said, I'm trying to stretch it out, make sure that can not get everything all before the Kickstarter starts. I'm also just trying to look at all the chat. Oh my gosh, there's so much.
Yeah.
So much. I do apologize for missing people's questions.
Thanks everyone for joining and for all the super chats and it's a great one.
It just keeps going. I want to answer everyone's questions. I got to go home though.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Hey, it was awesome. I was sold on it before, but after interacting with you, talking with you, just and learning what else you have on your resume, I'm super impressed. I can't wait for this. I'll be backing it right out of the gate, man. I can't wait to see what comes next.
Yeah, hopefully a lot of people are very happy with it.
All right, everybody. Thanks a bunch. And until next time.